Hi, David. I'm here with Clifford Small, and we have a lot of happy and exuberant conservatives here because
The funny thing about tonight is that there's going to be so many people, similar to Trump 2020, there's going to be so many people who just think that the conservatives are going to win and are going to just keep betting the conservatives until they lose, essentially. So the betting odds are extremely soft. I think the most, I bet on the liberals to be minority for that to be the outcome. And I also bet on them to win most seats. And most seats was minus 143, which means like you get 70% of your wager back. And that seems like a very soft line. And that's like the reason why. And then I think the only risky one that I made, I probably should have made the bigger ones on the other two that I just said, but liberal popular vote, I think, is going to come through. Yeah, it'll be turning the tide. We'll get back what was lost from me thinking Kamala was going to pull through in November.
People, again, I can't thank them enough, and my volunteers.
And what are you looking forward to about your second term in Ottawa?
I'm looking forward to being a part of the Conservative government. I'm expecting that we're going to double our seat count in Atlantic Canada. That was my prediction right from the beginning of this election.
And Rosie, there's some other controversies. Mr. Kent, an old selfie of him surfaced wearing a Make America Great Again hat. You don't know how any of those things play out, but when you upset some of the grassroots and you're running in a liberal-held seat where you have no typical route.
What was it, yikes? I didn't see the conservative guy being delusional. Liberals on one side I'm looking at have moved to even bigger favorites, minus 250 to win most seats. Liberals keep going up as a favorite to most seats. They keep going up as a favorite for the liberal minority is now gone to minus 110. To win the popular vote has now gone to minus 130. So, yeah. Interesting. Things are looking, if you're on team no conservative, things are looking good.
While they think that they're doing well, or they think that they are hoping that they would be doing better, they're not sure how things might break down. There is also questions about, not so much in Atlantic Canada, but in Ontario and British Columbia, how three-way splits might work. Because the progressives have been galvanized by the Liberals to vote for Mark Carney. But in some ridings where there are NDP incumbents, or where the NDP has done typically better than the Liberal candidate, the progressives are not sure who to vote for. And so there's the potential that the Conservatives are elected in those ridings. So there's a lot of different things happening.
And that's because many more of you are joining us at this hour. It is Monday, April 28th. It is 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are live from the atrium of the Toronto Broadcasting Centre for 36 days. Federal leaders did their best to sell their visions of the future.
All right, let's take a quick look. So yeah, Liberals minus 225 to win the popular vote right now. That's a 69.2% implied probability. You see here, going all the way back to June of last year, the Conservatives had an 80% chance, implied probability to win the popular vote. That has gone all the way down now to just over 40%. Yeah. Is it the volume for the show or the volume for my microphone? Is that better? Wait, is that better? Is that better? There we go. That's better. Yeah, a couple of key factors there as to
It's closed at this hour, and that's
as to what's driving that. Trudeau's resignation, Carney's perceived economic expertise. The polls also confirmed the change. There was a couple of Angus Reid polls that showed that the Liberals were leading 46% to 38%, and the betting markets definitely project Liberal dominance across Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia, and the Conservatives to mostly hold their ground in Alberta and Saskatchewan. So the speed of this historic Conservative collapse, just 4 months ago, they were listed as minus 2,000 favorites to win the popular vote. Today, they still have a shot, but they're massive underdogs. And so it's really their inability to build a meaningful coalition that has left them stranded regionally. And I think that's a fatal weakness in this brand of the national conservatives. That's something I'm going to have to. Yeah, there's something just built into them that just makes them lose every single time they get close to being able to win. And yeah, nothing is certain. Betting markets have basically made the verdict pretty clear, and it's Mark Carney's election to lose right now. Who do I got? Who do I vote for? Or who do I think is going to win? Who do I think is going to win? I think the Liberals are going to win a minority. And who did I vote for? I voted for the Green Party. That's where I'm at. I reluctantly voted for the Green Party. I voted for Jonathan Pedino, who I'm not crazy about either, but I just didn't feel like voting for the NDP because I felt like the NDP kind of empowered the Liberals for too long for me to vote for them. I'm an NDP supporter, but yeah, it just seemed counterproductive to vote for them after they pretty much kept the Liberals in power for as long as they were. Yeah. But I still think the Liberals are going to win.
Yeah, counting super quickly in Battleford's Lloydminster Meadow Lake in Saskatchewan. We already have a few of the votes counted, and there are a couple of things that are notable.
That means that very few people voted. That's what that means. Wow. Let's get into some results.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau.
Yes,
Yeah,
Trudeau.
and then he stayed there with Mark Carney, so he would like to hold on to that and stay in his cabinet job.
They removed the odds for the election on Bet365. You know what that means? It means it's fucking over.